What do you get when you combine action scenes with still images? Still action! Anywho, the ass whoopings in these panels may not have the oh so familiar fluidity, but they sure do deliver the hype. So, if you're into badass OP main characters, then keep watching. Hello and welcome back to Animeology. Today we'll be discussing some of the best manhwa out there, with MCs so powerful that no one can defeat them. Without any further delays, let's get started. Number 10. Record of the War God. Long ago, there lived a legendary martial artist by the name of Musin. Feared throughout the land for his impeccable skills and strength, the land was in a better place. But after his believed demise, cults like the Serpent Cult took over and began their forced rulership. All this went on, until now, when a mysterious young man enters into the Serpent Cult's headquarters, challenging their leader. The man in charge fights with all his might, delivering attacks with great agility, but the young warrior remains without a scratch, and in return, with one precise blow, the leader is bested. Who are you? The question of his foe, but the answer which he gets fills his heart with despair. Mushin, that is my name. This is the legend of the war god Mushin, who had been forgotten in time, but now has begun once more. If you're into martial arts or any other form of battle, this manhwa will undoubtedly quench your thirst, with its intense thrill and its amazing action-packed fighting scenes. Record of the War God is one you wouldn't want to miss. Number 9. The Boxer. If you're into OP main characters, then this is for you. The narration of this story is fantastic. Each episode is very grasping. The MC, Yu, is not like your average MCs. He's inhuman and has no goals. He merely boxes to find a pinch of enthusiasm, which he ironically finds none. Yu, our MC, is like the final boss. All the other boxers climb their own ladders to compete with him, only to lose in the end. You also get a chance to meet his opponents, to hear their struggles and their motivations, and the author has done a fine job in this because you would actually be interested in them. You might even find yourself rooting for some, but alas, Yu does not lose. That's the whole thing. Overall, this story is highly underrated, so much so that it deserves to be animated. If you're into sporty action, but also appreciate the thrilling dramatic aspect of stories, this is absolutely the one for you. Number 8. Solo Auto Hunting. The world is under attack by monsters that are pouring from the fracture, and the hunters who hunt these monsters have the most coveted job in the world currently. One day, Oh Yoon-sung, who works his hardest from day to day as a worker in a meat restaurant, awakens an ability to automatically hunt monsters with perfect techniques and physical prowess, like in an MMORPG. With the single push of a single button, his abilities allow him to become the most badass hunter. This manhwa features some really strong adventures and action-packed narration. If this fits your reading niche, then you must give this one some time, not to mention the insanely overpowered ability of the MC. Number 7. Max Level Returner. When 120 million players of the popular VR game Eternal World vanish without a trace one day, the world panics. But this becomes the least of their worries when monsters from the game start appearing in real life. In an instant, the world population is halved. All this goes on when finally the missing players start emerging in the real world following their death in the game. It's still a hopeless battle until Yoon Song-hyuk, aka Mass Monarch, Eternal World's most powerful player, returns. He immediately reassembles his previous team in order to finally defeat the Beast and the heinous Demon King. Will the Mass Monarch be able to save the world? This revenge time travel story is one that'll hook you from the first chapter. Its amazingly lit panels and breathtaking action sequences are something worth investing into. Number 6. Reverse Villain. Here's a fun one. Jung-woo, the protagonist of this story, has been stuck in a reincarnation cycle for 5 lifetimes, along with his arch-nemesis Shin Ryong. Each time Jung tries to conquer Murim, but loses at the hands of Shin. The cycles keep on repeating, until this time when he reincarnates into the modern world. With no Murim this time, Jung prioritizes on defeating Shin, while also trying to maintain a normal life as a high school student. This is a story of a persistent relationship that has continued from lifetime to lifetime. How he breaks free from a monotonous goal is what makes this one a special read. Number 5. Tower of God. A boy called 25th Bam, who had spent his life trapped beneath a mysterious tower, began to chase after his only friend. As he attempts to locate his company, he manages to open a door to the tower, and now must face its unforgiving challenges. Ascension from one floor to another is merely permitted by passing through challenging tests of dexterity, strength, and brain. For the sake of love, Bam endures through these trials, hoping for a chance at reunion with her. Along with 2 capable allies, this journey takes him through the worst of fixes, slowly turning that fragile little boy into a capable young warrior. But when all seems within reach, a most gruesome betrayal levels Bam in shambles. Now he must gather those broken pieces and become stronger than ever. He must redeem himself. If some action and dark fantasy intrigues you, this one just might be the right amount of both for you, along with some psychological twists in its storyline. All in all, the character and plot development is bound to keep you hooked throughout, so you should definitely give it a read. And if you prefer, you can watch it as it's being animated too. Number 4. Return of the Frozen Player. A party of 5 adventurers embark on a journey to end the Frost Queen's reign of terror, but reaching the gates, only one is allowed to pass. After careful consideration, Spectre, aka Seo Jun-ho, the most capable among the 5, is chosen to battle the final boss. Following an intense duel, Spectre finally bests the Frost Queen, but all 5 fall into a frozen sleep state, with Spectre slowly absorbing the Queen's abilities. 25 years pass by, the world in peace. Spectre finally breaks free, having absorbed the Frost Queen's abilities, but little does he know that a new dungeon awaits and a spectacular story has begun to unfold. This shonen manhwa started serialization last year and gained popularity for its intense battles and charmingly badass protagonists. Number 3. Triple S Class Suicide Hunter. I want an S rank skill too. I want it so badly, I could die for it. Congratulations, you've awakened an S rank skill, but it only works when you die. Huh? I know, it sounds weird, but such is the story of Kim Gong-ja, an F rank hunter who's tired of being weak, unpopular, without any skill, you name it. Seeing the top ranked hunter clearing tower floors with ease, envy takes over him as Kim again and again, each time with more hunger, says how badly he wants a skill. Luckily, this plea is heard and acknowledged by the tower, who bestows upon him an S-rank skill, a skill that allows him to steal another skill, but only if he dies at the hands of that person. A broken ability, yet quite handy when you look at the long-term gains. Thus begins the transformation of this low-level, depressed-of-life hunter into a force that rivals even the tower. This series is filled with twists and turns, each more horrifying than the previous. With each death, Kim gains an ability, but on the other hand, how many times can a man die before losing his humanity? Number 2. The max level hero has returned. This portal fantasy and science fiction manhwa has one of the most unique known art styles and a supreme OPMC. The weak prince of an insignificant country, Davy O. Rowan, after going into a state of coma, his soul escapes into a temple where the souls of all heroes are gathered. There he trains for 8,000 years and eventually returns as a max level hero. Now a master of the art of assassination, an expert in holy magic, a necromancer, a blacksmith expert, Davy, who soon realizes that behind the curtains, his death was all just a major conspiracy. Thus, with his qualifications, he decides to take revenge on the ones who wronged him. The refreshing story of Davy's royal life and revenge has begun. Number 1. Mercenary Enrollment. As the name suggests, this one is filled with teeth-grinding action and violence. This insanely riveting action thriller manhwa stars Yu Ijin, who at a very young age got separated from his family following a plane crash. 10 years later, Yu finally reunites with his family, but danger comes looking. Why? It's because following the crash, Yu was taken in by an organization and trained to become a most lethal mercenary, so now he must try and live a normal life with his family, while also fighting off evil organizations that seek to end him. This is a must-read if you enjoy some criminal action with a pinch of romance and drama.